Y'all ready? I don't think they're gonna be ready for this one. You're ready? Go ahead, do that.
Hey y'all, it's your girl, Not Asia Chanel, and I always tune into Live on Broadway Podcast on Monday. It's the Giants for me.
You know it's Monday. We listening to Live on Broadway Podcast. Period.
I promise you, you are in the right place. Live on Broadway Podcast. Keep that same energy. I promise you, we just getting started. This is my favorite part. Let's go. Ooh, y'all know the vibe. Live on Broadway Podcast. Make sure y'all get in tune and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. And make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And also get into my gram while you there. _Broadway and Live on Broadway Podcast. Keep that same energy. Mike. Somehow, some way, they got me fucked up today. Yeah, I'm talking about I had a splendid weekend. I saw a lot of toxicity. I saw and heard a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? I was the little bird in the corner that what they saying, how to be a smuggler, where they be trying to bring the little birds in. Anyway, I was a little bird on the corner listening to a lot of different things, a part of a lot of different rooms. I heard a lot of different conversations. Instagram, if you want to be brought up, pull up, hit that button. I'm going to bring y'all up. Clubhouse, you know the vibes and what we doing, what we getting into. You know what I mean? Listen, segment 2, Live on Broadway Podcast, Malcolm and Marie. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, a lot unpacking we need to do. Shout out to Yola pulling up. You know what I mean? Let me see what's happening with Queen. You know what I mean? A lot went on. Malcolm and Marie. Shout out.
So let's just get into it, Broadway, because you was talking mad shit in the group chat about this fucking movie and it reminded you of certain people. Why? What about this movie made you think of people that you know in real life?
I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. What made me and let's keep it a whole 100, right? We talking about motherfucking Danny. What made me think of Danny when I saw motherfucking Malcolm and Marie was that cold, dry, unsalted mac and cheese that she motherfucking made.
The fuck?
Because Danny be on Twitter and eating cold mac and unsalted mac and cheese. That's blasphemous, Danny. You should, I know that you should not be eating cold mac and cheese and it's Kraft. Not the Kraft, Danny. Not the Kraft.
Broadway. What? None of my mac and cheese fucking cold.
The
Second of all, talking about Twitter. Nigga, I sent it to the group chat because y'all asked what niggas was doing. The fuck? Don't even try me like that, homeboy.
With your mic,
Because trust and believe I can make fucking mac and cheese in the fucking oven with fucking
Not what I
cream
heard.
and all the different fucking cheeses I use. I was being lazy, and as I said, it was cauliflower mac. Because I needed a fucking vegetable. Because unlike you, I don't fucking consider corn a fucking vegetable. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
let's just
I don't know about that.
Broadway,
So
Broadway, let's just chime in on the fact that he ate that whole bowl of macaroni with no problem.
He did. He tore it up.
Okay,
look,
Listen, I'm gonna eat a whole bowl of unseasoned macaroni. You know what I'm saying? The coochie bomb.
don't worry, I'll wait.
Period.
What I want to know though
he
is
had her ass fucking making him macaroni and cheese, because a bitch like me wouldn't even went home with his ass after he didn't fucking thank me in his speech. The fuck?
So listen, what I need to know is, do you guys feel like it was a love story or a story about love? I got a few questions I want to run.
It was
on you
neither.
guys.
It was neither.
Anti.
All right, guys, one mic at a time, please. One mic at a time. I need this to transmute clearly. Talk to me. Who we
It
got,
was
Danny?
neither.
Who we got, Sade?
It was neither for me.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna agree with Sade and say it was neither.
Why
for
do you
me.
feel like it
It
was
was
neither?
neither. Because at the end of the day, I felt like them loving each other meant tearing each other down. Like the anxiety, like I said earlier, the anxiety and claustrophobia around their relationship. Oh, I would have killed you. I would have killed you.
So,
I
all
think
right, who we got? Who we got next, Sade?
And let's go to Michaela.
I think it was a story about love. Like it wasn't like the best way that they could have showed
Keep that
like how they
same
feel about each
energy.
other. Like that was how they, I guess related to one another. I think it was kind of toxic and shit, but like they that's how they showed
Right.
their love. I think it wasn't the typical story about love because like I ain't never seen no shit like that, like how they was talking to each other. But
Okay.
I
I
think
love you, Michaela.
love you too. But I think that I think it was a story about love. I just think that they could have went about it differently.
I
Okay.
agree.
Okay.
I agree.
And
And
that's
the
that's
sad
where I
part
kind of
about that,
fall. I kind of fall in the same place. I feel like it definitely was a story. I feel like it was a love story. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I feel like it was a story about love because they loved each other. They was perfect for each other, right? Even through their dysfunctions, through their highs and their lows, they was like the same person. You know what I mean? They was the same person, just one was a male, one was a female. But they was the same exact person because they took the time to actually tap in with and tear each other down. You know what I mean? They tore each other down like religiously. And then they would both
That statement
experience the
sounds
same
insane.
highs. They would both experience the same highs and the same lows. And then when one was good, the other one would take digs. When the other one was bad, the other one would take digs. You know what I mean? So I think that it was a story of. I feel like it was a story about love and how dysfunctional love can be. It just wasn't the best example, like Michaela said. It wasn't the best example of love. Tap in.
I think
but on top of that, we're tearing each other down in a heated discussion. I would rather have those type of discussions like, hey, can we sit and talk versus, oh, I'm about to rip your motherfucking ass apart and now I'm about to tell you everything that's wrong with you. Like, huh? No,
and
Well,
you can't do that with me.
and that's what I'm saying, Sade. Like what I saw, like, and I guess this is a form of love, but I saw a codependent relationship. I seen from the beginning. From the beginning, she said, "Let's not talk about this tonight. Nothing good is gonna come of this tonight." And he
Right. And he
pushed,
kept
and he
agging.
kept egging it on. And as a woman who used to be that bitch who just let off, and now I sit here and I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about this later. And I've had partners egg me on. That shit really fucking hit me. And I started viewing it in a different light because I just am like, this is what I mean by codependent toxic relationships. Or the fact that he sat here and threw in her face everything that he did for her. You did that because you needed her. You were codependent upon her. So you needed to save her in order to keep her in your life. And then vice versa
And
with
this
her. You were
blunt,
codependent on him because you felt that he did everything for you and you cannot be with him. And she even said that when she was like, you know, I'm not going to leave. You know, I'm going to sit here and deal with this shit because she's an addict and she's
right.
addicted to him.
Well, see,
but
so
what it all
here's the
boils
thing,
down
right?
to is
Go ahead, Shot. Go ahead, Shot.
But what it all boils down to, he wouldn't even be the type of person that you know what I'm saying? Like this whole great movie writer, if it was not for her story.
Yeah.
You told my story and you didn't even give me credit for my story.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was what I got out of it.
I got
So
that too.
so
And
so
then
here
the and then
here's
sorry,
here.
real quick, Broadway. And then the
Go
whole
ahead, Queen.
topic of when she said, why didn't you cast me? And then he threw in her face, well, you didn't want it. You didn't try hard enough. Like, Why couldn't you break down your walls and just listen for a second that she's saying, hey, this was my story.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't want it, even if I didn't act like I wanted it. You knew I needed rehab and you pushed me to go to rehab. Why didn't you push me to experience this role if you claim you love me and care about me so much?
All right, so
here's
here's my piece on that, right? Here's my piece on it, right? I think that, all right, so with any type of addiction, a person can't heal or want to be, you can't want my recovery more than I want my recovery, right? And that's in anything, right? So we could say he pushed her to go to rehab or whatever the case may be but the bottom line is she probably felt like he believed in her for some reason or another and she went. It wouldn't have happened if she didn't want to go. But in certain times in life, we just need somebody that can believe in us, that's willing to believe in us more than perhaps sometimes we lose our ways, right? I always say, everybody needs a restart sometimes, a new beginning, right? We can sit here on another side to it. We can sit here, and I got T. Marie, she gonna tap in a second. We could sit here and say, oh, it was his fault what he did to make her, and all she wanted was a thank you. And trust me, I went through this, you know what I mean? I sat here, I watched the movie, and I'm like, this nigga's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Because he was tearing her down, right? And then it was like I was flip-flopping because then when I saw her do it, it was like, oh shit, well, goddamn, that's why their asses together. You know what I mean? Because they was taking turns breaking each other down. Now, here's another side to it, because it could very much also be that's why they're together. You know what I mean? It could very much so be that's why they're together, because or it could be that when he broke her down, it was a defense mechanism, right? But I think somebody also said that they was codependent on each other. You know what I mean? I can't really say it was his fault or it was her fault. I feel like it was both their fault and they didn't need. To be honest with you, I'll be a whole 100 with you. I feel like people like that, they need to be together. Don't not be together and then he be out here tearing somebody down. Yep. That's not, no, them motherfuckers need to be together. T. Marie, tap in with me, Queen. I got you.
Hey, what's going on?
You are listening to the voice of T. Marie.
I know I was late. My bad. I missed setup. But no, I just feel like when it comes to that situation, he brought it, like when she proposed the situation of how she felt with not getting any recognition, not a thank you. When he did not respond in a way of, you know what, you're right, my bad, I fucked that up. When he decided to take it to that level of, I'm going to point out all of this other shit and avoid that this is where I fall short. That whole exchange between them is kind of just like, it had to happen because this is shit that they was all, thinking. This is shit that they was all feeling and just not saying with one another. Yeah. So it had to happen. They had to be that raw. They had to be that honest with each other because it wasn't gonna happen any other way.
Right. I agree with that. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of, come grab this. And hold this for T. I feel like there's a lot of what's going on out here is just that. Is just that what you said, T. Let me tap in and get it from the room, Clubhouse.
Sit back on the couch.
Zay, do you want to go ahead and add your 2 cents in? We done let the women go ham. Do any of the men want to say anything?
Zay, what's good, my good brother?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about that
No, but it's too close to that.
bullshit
That's why
on
it's
Netflix.
making that noise.
What?
I said we're talking about Malcolm and Marie on Netflix, bro.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I ain't watched that shit neither, nigga. Let's talk about Atlanta.
No, that's not what the fuck we gonna do, nigga. So since y'all ain't watch it, I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate. Like, I was the one who said codependent and toxic. I, however, don't agree with Broadway when he says they just need to be together. No, what they need to do is go to fucking therapy. separately
Exactly.
and work on their shit. And although
I can agree with that.
That yes, she did take the bait. But that's what I'm gonna say. She took the fucking bait.
But I feel
She
like
sat
that
there
argument
and
was
took
kind of therapeutic.
so
Like they
much
had to
shit
let it out.
until she was ready to be like, you know what, fine. You want to go there? That's literally what happened in the first scene when she's in the bathroom and he keeps bugging her and she's like, okay, you want to do this? This is what you want to do.
Danny,
what?
Can I piggyback off of what Broadway said? Because you know y'all said y'all wanted the men to tap in. I got something to say. I'm gonna be honest. I've taken a week and a half off the Clubhouse by no choice of my own because of my iPhone being broke. Now it's back. In that time, during Mercury retrograde, my ex slid into my email, said some very egregious shit, and I thought to myself, I said, you know what? When Broadway said just now, you know what, they deserved each other, they belong together. You know what? I used to say that progressive ass shit like, oh man, y'all need therapy, y'all need to heal each other's trauma, or you need to heal your trauma. And nah, fuck that. I feel like piece of shit ass motherfuckers deserve piece of shit ass motherfuckers because you need to show up for the mirror that you are qualified for. If you not shit, you need a partner that's not shit too. And if you want to get better, y'all need to go ahead and agree with each other that y'all want to get better. But if you don't want to get better, I feel like shitty people deserve shitty people. Because shitty people fuck up.
Right, say that shit.
People fuck up things for great people who's stepping about them and really wants to have a healthy relationship and dynamic and things of that nature. And now I got this crazy ass woman in my email sending me death threats talking about, I'm in your city and I will get you beat the fuck up. Like, shorty, you deserve somebody just as toxic as you, so you're not disturbing my peace and all of my healthiness and greatness. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what I did. Yeah, like to deserve
if
like
you had
somebody
sex
being
with
in
that
my
woman,
shit
that's
like that.
what you did.
Well, that part,
that's what you did.
You right, but guess what? You right.
But wait, hold on. We
Broadway,
can't say what he had sex with her.
Hold
we
on,
can't.
Broadway. I got
Go ahead,
you.
King.
I got you. Yo, I don't agree with that shit because at the end of the day, women love to run to that. Oh, y'all shouldn't have gave the dick that good. Now she acting crazy. No, she was crazy from the jump, bro. She didn't just start being crazy. She was crazy from the jump.
And
She
you
was wearing a mask.
continued to deal with her, so that was your problem.
Don't call her crazy,
wearing
though.
a mask like a lot of people do. She was wearing a mask, and I didn't know who I was dealing with until I found out who I was.
But check this here. Check this here, right? And I understand that. But go ahead, T. Go ahead. I see she has something
because
to say.
she's not crazy. She's an addict. There's a difference. He knew who she was when he met her. So there is no reason why anything that transpired between them
keep that same energy.
Been a surprise to him. What he should have known is who he's dealing with and how to deal with her. Because when you deal with someone who has addiction, you know you're not dealing with somebody with a level of logic or consciousness to even accept some of the shit that you're trying to say to them. So even though it needed to be said, she was never going to take that in a way that was going to be acceptable. And I feel like that's why the movie ended the way that it ended, is because where do you go from here? We done said every fucked up thing that we've ever thought about each other. Now we just sitting here looking at the fucking sunrise like, what do we do next?
Right.
Hey, Broadway, are we talking about the movie?
Say it again.
Was T talking about the movie?
Yeah, yes. T was talking about the movie.
Okay, I was making sure because I was like, look, I ain't know she was that crazy, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
She was a drug addict.
And that's what I'm saying, Haji. Like, I understand your side of it. I definitely do. But that's what I'm saying. Like, just saying ain't shit people need to be with ain't shit people. I agree to that to a certain extent. But talking about the context of the movie, like, I'm saying before you get with ain't shit people and you're an ain't shit person, if you don't want to be in a toxic ass relationship, you need to work on you first before you go looking for people. Because number one, you're either going to attract ain't shit people because that's what you are, or you're going to attract a good person and you're going to harm that person because you ain't worked on you.
No,
you know what, you know what, Danny, you know what, and I, I don't ever have a problem being corrected, and you corrected me very well. Ain't shit people belong with ain't shit people, right? Now, when it comes to what he was doing, I'm sorry. When it comes to what he was doing, and I looked at the movie first off, I was like, this nigga's an asshole. Like, how do you say you love somebody so much? You know what I'm saying? How do you say you love somebody so much, but you're enabling them and you're disabling them at the same time? You know what I mean? So I just, and I'm gonna give it to Clubhouse in a moment. But I just feel like it's one of those things where it's one of those things. Hold on, P. What's the other thing in the topic? No. The other one on this topic. Oh. Thank you. Hold on 1 second, guys. How do you view your country? There you go. So she said this in the movie, and I thought it was very, very it meant a lot. She said, he treats her like that because how he views her. You know what I'm saying? When you view somebody like a piece of shit, so he treated her like a piece of shit because that's how he viewed her. He didn't thank her at that award ceremony because he didn't. It's almost like it's like what you call that, a knee-jerk reaction. It's like the thing that you do instantaneously. You do something because you're either used to doing. Let me share y'all a quick story, right? When I was about maybe 13, right? I was outside running around, whoop-de-woo. I didn't know my uncle was around, but he was within earshot. And I'm kicking it with my boys, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit, whoop-de-woo-woo. And he pulled up on me. He was like, yeah, that's how you talking? And I'm like, it was an accident. I didn't mean to say that. He said, no, you've been practicing that. What you practice today becomes habitual tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is, in the movie, he didn't thank her because he didn't really view her as somebody significant. How he was saying, what he was saying to her versus how he actually treated her was two totally different ways. So I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that piece because let me go into a bit of a segue. How do you view what did it say, P again? How do you view your contribution to your relationship? Anybody that you guys ever been in a relationship with, how do you view your contribution to your relationship? Tap in on that with me.
The whole point of it.
Hold on, guys. I want T to talk. Go ahead, T.
The whole point of it was he met her, he helped her, and then he turns her life story into a movie. There is no bigger contribution than that. If it is based on him, even though he broke it down and said, well, this part was from this person or blah, 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 he was being hurtful, obviously. But in essence, he still made that story about her. So in that moment of him not acknowledging her when he got the award or whatever it was, it wasn't necessarily that he didn't view her as an important contribution. He just wasn't fucking thinking. And he could have just chalked it up to, I wasn't thinking. It was a moment, I am so sorry, I apologize. It will never fucking happen again. And that whole argument would have been over.
Okay, let me say this to you, right, T? I believe that. There are mistakes, right? There are mistakes. Now, if he treated her differently, I would feel like I would understand that mistake. I would say, cool, it's a fair and even mistake, right? Mistakes happen. I get it. No one's perfect. But because the way he treat her, the way he was speaking to her, the way he honestly felt about her when he was leaning over that tub and he was talking to her and she was just listening and taking it all in, I felt bad. Like,
but
and
niggas
I'm not
do that
even
shit
her.
every day.
I felt like
niggas do that shit every day. Niggas will take advantage of people's contribution to shit that they help with.
Yeah.
And they will end up being able to be just that hurtful and look at that person and say shit that's foul. You can't say that niggas don't do that.
Yeah, I get that.
And all it takes is an apology to make shit better. I fucked up, my bad. It's not that big of a deal. That's what dudes say they want from women to do all the time, but what kind of example are you setting when you can't do it?
I don't have nothing for that. You're right. Hey, listen, I don't argue with right, T. You know what I'm saying? I don't argue with right. Tap in with me. Clubhouse, what's happening? Haji, Danny, what's happening? Who we got?
Raven? Oh, no, Zay wanted to go. Go ahead, Zay.
Go ahead,
Zay. Trying to say something.
All right, but what was the question again? Because y'all went back to talking about the show.
Okay, so the question is, how do you view your contribution to your relationship?
I view my contribution as being
a real nigga.
Well, that too, but shit, I don't know. I mean, I'm here to help my girlfriend, like, and anything she needs. I'm here to be
Yeah.
like something that's not like a sugar daddy or nothing, but like if she needs something, I got her. Definitely, if I need something, she got me.
A provider.
But yeah, a provider. But I also bring like, what's that shit? What's that word? Fucking comfort and attentiveness, attention. All
You're
that
willing
shit.
to
Like,
be.
I bring that, and then
You're willing to be whatever it is she needs you to be.
Yeah, essentially. Like if she's going through troubles mentally, if I need to help her, but if I can't help her, if I can find the help, I can give it to her.
Hey, I'm gonna just let y'all know the two. Zay, brought his lady to Atlanta, bro, and he might have gave her probably the best tour ever. Like he was asking me for advice.
Keep
where to
that
go in the
same
city.
energy.
And, shoot, by day 2, he was running around Atlanta like he was T.I. Like I was like, damn, nigga, you don't need my advice. You good?
I'm here for that.
And I feel that. So like you view your contribution on a level where like in the movie, I don't think it was viewed that way from his perspective. Like I don't know if he really viewed her as of worth like Broadway said. But I did want to touch on one thing. Like a lot of people don't know this about me. I've been through 12 steps. I did have some issues with some drugs at one point in time. I was a party girl. I liked a lot of Molly. I needed fucking help. One thing they tell you when you are getting clean is don't get into a relationship the first year of being clean. Why do they say that? Because you build codependent relationships and trauma bonds. Because you are not fully healed, you find whatever vice you need, whether it be food, whether it be cigarettes, whether it be coffee, whether it be sex. You try to fill that void that drugs had in your life, which is why I say she was addicted to him. That's why she said she knows she's not going to leave him, as much as she might be upset by the things he says to her. She realizes that at this point, there's no letting go. And also, there's no blame on both sides. Actually, they're both equally in the wrong. But he consistently has a thing for preying on women who need them. And I call that the Captain Save-A-Ho complex. My dad has it. He has consistently picked alcoholics and women who have had drug issues or substance abuse issues because he feels like he can save them. He also grew up with an alcoholic father. He never grew up from that trauma. He doesn't know what love looks like outside of codependency. And that's the pattern of Malcolm, is he is codependent on the women that he fucks with. He as he went through the women that he fucked with to her while she was in the bath taking it, you notice the pattern. Like he seeks women who need him in some way, shape, or form.
So hold on, guys. I want to ask, and Danny, I applaud and celebrate your sobriety, right? Because there's
I ain't sober. Quit playing. I smoke weed every day.
Keep that same energy.
But what I'm saying is, I applaud and celebrate your efforts towards sobriety. How about that? You know what I mean? But I also want to say this though, right? Do you feel like there was a correlation between your father and how he viewed the loved ones of those that were how he viewed those people that was substance abusers, right? Is that any way, shape, in any shape, form, or fashion why you went in that direction? Because often what we hear is daughters seek the attention, children seek the attention of their parents, right? And I'm not sure what the relationship was or is between you and your father, but sometimes to seek attention from our parents and our loved ones, we tend to do the things that we see we tend to go in that direction so that we could get the attention from them. Is there any correlation between the two, beautiful?
So I would definitely say when it comes to my dad, there was a correlation between him and his father. His father, he couldn't save his father.
Okay.
So he went on about saving these women and seeking love because he didn't get it from his father. Me, on the other hand, I lost my mother at such a young age. I just wanted to numb my pain. That was my only reason. Like, me and my dad are cool. We did have issues when I was younger, but by the time I was in drugs, me and him were cool. He didn't even know I was on drugs because I was hiding it from him because I didn't want him to fucking know, because I realized, like, I hadn't healed the trauma of me losing my mother. I still blamed myself for some reason as to her loss in my life. And I had to heal from that. And that was my issues. But when it comes to him, I can say his choice of women has affected my choices in partners. I tend to pick emotionally unavailable people who I want to give the love that I wish I had when I was emotionally unavailable. That's why I quit doing that shit. Now I don't give a fuck.
You see,
It's really big of her to know that of herself. Good shit, Danny.
Yeah, T. Marie says, good of you to know that about yourself. And you know, there's a lot of unpacking there. You know, I'll share some stories with you as well. You know, because there's nothing like the loss of a parent. I lost my mother. You know what I mean? So there's a lot there. But to keep it on topic, can we get it from Raven? Shout out to you, Raven. What up with you, Queen?
Oh, hey guys. Sorry I'm late. I jumped into the middle of a conversation and I'm so mad because I love this movie.
It's okay. Just tap in with us.
So I was watching this movie with my boyfriend, and as we're watching it, we keep on looking at each other like, like just relating. There's just a lot of things going on in that one little, like, that scene that I could relate to, and kind of that he could relate to too, and kind of like what I got from this whole movie is there was, before that night, obviously there was some built up tension of Malcolm kind of not showing his appreciation for her and not understanding her true contribution to his life and to his success. Sometimes I feel like men kind of overlook how much women really do bring to the table, especially if it's
keep
not
that same energy,
materialistic or tangible.
Or sexual,
right? But more, you know, because people are looking at, like, what do you bring to the table? Money, this, power, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all that, but in all reality, she contributed a lot to your success. There was one point in the movie she said, if he wasn't with her, would his movie be as good as it was? And what did he say? No. That tells you a lot. But I don't think men understand how much women, until it's like thrown in their face. He probably wasn't even, you know, when he was going through the line, because he was being so selfish unconsciously, he didn't even realize what he did by not thanking her. And, you know, people may say, oh, that's not really a big deal, just apologize. But at the end of the day, when all you're giving is your life and your experiences and the things that you've went through, and you're openly expressing and sharing this with somebody, and then they go and use it to their advantage and make a success out of it, which is cool.
Keep that same energy.
Partnership. But then you don't think about me, and a time when you're thinking everybody else and you're not thinking about me, that's like a low blow. You know what I mean? So I think it was a huge amount of, and obviously this wasn't the first time he did that, because you can see it was just built up animosity, because she said, why didn't you cast me? Did you not think I was good enough? I don't think he really truly sees her worth. And I think her frustration comes from, like, and maybe you may not have thought about it, or it may be something so little to you and you weren't thinking in that way, but it's so big to me, and you want me to consider the way you think and how, you know, you don't take such small things and make it bigger, or you know, you want me to adjust my feelings and my way of thinking to be able to understand the way you're thinking, but you're not doing the same for me. Even though you may not think of it as a big deal, that really hurt my heart. So you need to understand that and really, truly sit down and really understand why that meant so much for me.
Right.
But that was, you know, and the only reason why I got that out of that is because I can relate 100% to that whole feeling. We always project things differly.
I think we all can to some degree or another. I think T. Marie wanted to tap in. No.
Who was that was speaking?
That was Raven.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Raven, when I said that it wasn't no big deal, it wasn't to say that, to overlook it. It's just the fact of we got to understand that when it comes to our individual contributions to things, it's not going to be received the way you feel like you give it. Because to where you think you're giving 100, somebody else might look at the level of effort and not value it as high. That doesn't make it right. She was just living her life. So it wasn't no real effort to create this story and to put it together and do the screenwriting and do all of this, or to produce or edit or blah, blah, blah. He's looking at it as you put the minimum effort, but you're upset because you didn't get any recognition. When in actuality, it was, I was just being me and I shared this with you and I gave you permission to use it. And you didn't thank me. And I think that's what the real issue with the movie is that Malcolm, as many men do, they will overlook what women who support them
well, that's
will
what I want
agree
to tap in on
and do it for them and not give them the proper recognition. That is the main issue of that whole movie. Because had he did that, there would be no argument.
Well, see, and I want to elaborate on that, right? I feel like, all right, so let me be very clear on what's happening, right? You got two T. Maries, right? You might even have three, right? But what happens, T. Marie on Instagram, right, is one way, but and I'm not gonna say you're a different way. I'm gonna say you're more because you get a chance to hear the voice and the intellectual side to you behind the photos. You hit totally different behind the photos. You know what I mean? So I love being in rooms with you, T, because you pull up from half court and it look like you be practicing the half court shot or a game. You know what I mean?
It really
because
isn't.
it should be hitting different. So I just want to say to you. I agree with that, right? A lot of men don't know how to value a woman until it's too late, right? Until y'all
gotta learn the hard way.
We gotta learn the hard way.
I don't understand why, and it'll be people
I can help
in
you
your
with that.
corner. But see, in that instance, there was nobody in their corner to tell him where he was wrong. But in real life situations, there be people that be trying to help y'all to not make those mistakes, and y'all won't fucking listen. I don't know why.
But T, I could go a step further, right? Just like the analogy I gave with the wanting to, a person can't go into what you call that rehab or therapy, right? Unless they want to. It's the same difference with a man, right? We gotta grow up and say, I'm ready to come to the ball game with my ball shorts on. I can't put them on when you want me to put them on. And unfortunately, we gotta go through certain trials and tribulations and go through certain women to understand the worth of a woman, right? And I can very much so make the same argument from women to men because I'm outside. And I know a lot of women that don't come to the game playing the right game until, don't look at me like that, T. until they done fucked over enough men and
Nah, you right, bro.
You know what I mean? Until they fucked over enough men and then they want to get their shit together. Let me throw it to Clubhouse. Talk to me, guys.
Go for it.
Man.
Go ahead, TJ.
It's great on her.
So contributions. She contributed a story throughout their relationship, maybe consistent sex and bad food. What are we talking about?
Yo, that's hilarious.
You know what, TJ? You are really choosing violence. So let me go ahead and put a comparison. Let me put a comparison into perspective for you
Wasn't
guys.
even chicken
So
Alfredo.
when we talk about So when we talk about how men do not acknowledge the contribution of the women in their life, it's very apparent. And it's a pattern with most men. And we see it when we see people calling people like Russ Wilson a simp. Because you don't understand that he sees the value in his fucking wife. That's why he's afraid to lose her. And you guys find that simpish. But then you look at a movie like Malcolm and Marie and you realize how bullheaded and fucking stupid it is to harm the woman that you live with and love and who supports you, whether you like her cooking or not. She still put the effort to fucking fix your ungrateful ass some macaroni. even though you didn't thank her for it.
So wait. Let me ask you something, Danny. What with Danny?
Wait,
Danny,
let me
do
finish
you?
my sentence. Let me finish my sentence.
Talk
Thank
your
you.
shit,
And
Danny.
then you sit here and then you call somebody else a fucking simp for the very mistake that you think shouldn't be made. You shouldn't take your woman for granted. But at the same time, if a man's like, I'm afraid of losing my woman, oh, that nigga's corny. He's a fucking simp. What the fuck? Make it make sense to me.
The fuck?
He
But
forgot
look,
to
Will,
say
Danny, right? Hold on, Danny. And respectfully, right? Do we think that Russell Wilson just got it right with Ciara? Like.
He's always been that person.
All right.
Because even with the white bitch that he was with, he was pretty much gonna be that same person.
Cool. And
the only thing is,
I agree with that, right?
He loves Ciara, so he's going just as hard for Ciara, and niggas can't handle.
And I get that, right?
That's it.
It's not that's it, right? Because it's never just that's it. With the Russell Wilson situation, right? With the Russell Wilson situation, sometimes it takes. How old is Russell Wilson? Give or take. He's in his 30s, right? Let's just give or take. Ballpark.
Man,
Russell Wilson is in his 30s, right? He didn't just get it. He might have been just because you doing something right, you could be doing the right thing for the wrong person. So what I'm saying is, just because he's getting it right with Ciara, he could have gotten it right with somebody else prior to her, and somebody else prior to her, but that person wasn't right for him. So you never really see the rightness, if you will, inside of what they're doing, right? But
you see how you make other people feel. It doesn't matter what's right or what you know or whatever. You know how your actions affects another person. You see how it affects another person.
But T, and you're right to that, right? All I'm saying is sometimes there's a such thing as, mute your mic, guys, please. Sometimes there's a such thing as doing the right thing for the wrong person, or being a certain way for somebody and you're being good to them. But only thing they're bringing you is toxicity, right? So then you start to I always like to say, you can't tell somebody how to react, right? You can't tell somebody how to respond. So if they're doing something, and then Russell Wilson could have been this good guy, right? Or let's just say, what's Shorty name in the movie? Marie. Marie could have been this good woman, right? And Malcolm could have been bringing a certain toxicity. So she starts to defend herself, and then it starts looking like she's a bad person because she's defending herself. So what I'm saying is, sometimes you find the right person, sometimes you're a good person, but for the wrong person, so then you become a defensive person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's just one of those situations where, again, there would have been no argument.
Yes.
Had he just acknowledged you fucked up by not saying thank you to her. That's it.
I don't think that's
kissing and hugging and all of that other shit that they was doing, he could have kept all of that other shit he had to say to his motherfucking self.
Yeah.
And just said, I fucked up.
I agree with that.
There's
no refuting
when you fuck up, you gotta act accordingly. Set the example. Again, men ask this of women all day, every day. You want women to be accountable. You want this, you want that, but you do not lead by motherfucking example. Lead by example.
Listen, I agree with you. And before this goes further, is there anybody else that want to tap in on this topic before we move along? Because we got some talk to talk about. Shout out to Gigi, too.
I got something on the chat.
Hey, bro.
Yo, wait, what specifically was the topic like?
The topic is was it a love story or a story about love, and how do you view your contribution to your relationships?
Okay, so boom.
Thank you.
My contribution to my relationships is this. I show up as my best self, and I continuously work on myself. And if I ever have any shortcomings with my partner and things of that nature, I try to mitigate that and be the best man that I could possibly be.
Yeah.
In relation to what my partner requires as their love language. So my contributions to my relationship is literally showing up and loving my partner the way that they want to be loved. On top of me being who I am, so like I consider myself to be a pretty decent person.
Thank you.
So I show up as me, like I should. And then also I study and I dedicate myself to figuring out what my partner needs, what my partner desires, being able to pick up on emotional like cues and things of that nature, like that's not being said. Like being able to study patterns mentally to see if they're really going through something. And because a lot of times people have silent battles. And I try my best to just dive into, you know, my partner and being able to be, you know, their support system, not necessarily like their codependent, you know, partner. Because, you know, with the movie, you know, obviously what I'm hearing, I haven't seen it yet, but what I'm hearing is I'm hearing a lot of codependency.
Yes.
Yeah, like I'm not here to be anybody's codependent partner, because I've gone through that already. I've been through that. I've been codependent. I've had somebody codependent on me. And to this day, that person is still kind of codependent on emotional validation from me and things of that nature. And it kind of shows me like I went through that. Broadway, you kind of touched on that. Like you go through certain shit with partners and you learn how to treat the next person.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And I went through the codependent shit before, and I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. So like at this point, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect or I'm the best boyfriend in the world potentially. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still single, but I just know when it's time for me to be in a relationship, I'm going to be an evolved and elevated version of like whatever I thought I was 5 years ago. Like, I'm going to be an amazing version of that because I've learned from my mistakes. And what I'm hearing from this movie is that these are two toxic people who just flip-flop power dynamics between whose turn it is to shit on each other. And it's like, obviously your intentions are not to build each other up. Your intentions are not to build a solid foundation. Your intentions are to break each other at every given moment. And I'm going to watch this fucking nut ass movie because this shit is nuts. And I can't wait to remind myself how non-toxic I actually am, and also remind myself of the times that I have been toxic, because I'm sure I'm going to see some shit in that movie and be like, I did that nut ass shit 3 years ago. Like I did that crazy ass shit 4 years ago. Like I already know
You're going to see that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some food and watch this shit.
So look, guys, we got some more topics to get into. You know what I mean?
Can I go?
Wait,
yeah, go ahead, Queen. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Queen.
You're good. You were talking about the contribution. Like when it comes to contribution, for me personally, I feel like I contribute. I'm very like a resourceful, kind of like self-sufficient type of person. So I try to contribute like things that I feel would help my partner, or if they're like going through something, I try to more so solve the problem, kind of more of like a logical perspective. And I feel like when I was watching the movie, not to sound like a dickhead or nothing like that, but I'm big on like accountability and stuff like that. But like the whole time I was watching the movie, I felt for Marie, but I also felt for Malcolm. But more so, I felt for Marie, but I was kind of angry with her because I felt like she was a very strong-willed character. And I also felt like, not to blame her, but it's kind of like, it's what you allow people to do. But she had already like stated like that, like she's kind of like, she's not gonna go nowhere. And for that, it was kind of like frustrating, because I was like, you know what you're willing to accept and what you're willing to deal with. And if like you kind of show somebody time after time after time again, okay, yeah, you can do this, but I'm still gonna accept it. You know, you can't really expect new treatment because you've already showed them, yeah, this is what I allow you to do. Like she allowed him to get away with so much shit. Bro told her, yeah, go ahead, cut your wrist with them nail scissors. I was like, what the fuck type of shit is that? Like, why
that shit took me out. I said, how fucking dare this
like
nigga?
Why would you say some shit like that? But you know, she still
also
stayed
was
with
playing
him. Like,
crazy,
you know, and they were still like having she was still trying to, you know, calm him down when the review came out for his movie. And I just felt like it's kind of about like what you allow people to put you through. Like if you allow bullshit, then people gonna give you bullshit. Like that just is what it is. And for Malcolm, I kind of feel like what Danny was saying with the Captain Table, my whole thing was like, if like it's not genuine to me, because I feel like if you really love somebody, you would do this shit for them just because. Like you don't do something for somebody and throw it in their face. Because he would be like, oh, you know, I got you clean, da 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 da. Like you didn't have to do none of that shit. Like you could have let her overdose in the market. Like you didn't have to, but you chose to. So I feel like if you're going to do that, then why try to throw it back in somebody's face? But then again, she accepted him throwing it in her face, and she would just argue back and forth with him. And which is why I felt like this could never be me. Like the way I am as a person, I don't even like to argue.
Queen, and let me tap in and also say this to you, right? A lot of times, habits begin from somewhere, right? They start from somewhere. Everything has a beginning point. And if you don't nip things in the bud from the beginning, what you're saying, it'll then carry throughout. You know what I mean? So, like, at some point, she did that shit, or he did that shit, right? Somebody was toxic to somebody. And if you don't stop it from the beginning, then it becomes a habit, and then it's just pretend, it carries on like it's okay to be carried on, and it's not. So I always like to say, nip it in the bud from the beginning so that it don't carry on moving forward.
Exactly. And I feel like what Danny was saying about the whole being like a drug addict and not being in a relationship. Because I know people who are like personally have overcome, addiction and stuff like that. And I feel like she kind of set herself up when she decided to get into a relationship with him, because you're leaving from that. You're still vulnerable. You're just trying to learn yourself. Like, you're still like in the process of fighting addiction, because that first year is like, I feel like the most probable year that you can relapse, because it's that first year. Like,
it definitely is.
You know what I mean? So I feel like in a sense, maybe she was getting with him to kind of save herself from that potentiality of maybe relapsing, but I feel like she kind of set herself up because she kind of got addicted to him in like the most toxic way, because this nigga was like wilding out, talking to her crazy like the whole movie basically. And I just felt like, if you really care for somebody like that, and if you really love yourself, then you wouldn't allow yourself to deal with that behavior, because you should know like what you're worth. But then again, like, it was that first year that she was out, so I feel like she was kind of just trying to latch on to anybody, which I'm not mad at her for, because her situation was unique. But I feel like he played on that because he has issues within himself. She called him out and was like, "You from the fucking suburbs? Like, you're not even like that. Like, you don't know shit about
that
like,
life, nigga.
Right? Him,
How dare you?
Your dad is a professor. Your mom is a nurse. Whatever she said." And I kind of felt her, because it was like, maybe he was trying to save her because he wanted to be able to tell people, oh yeah, I have a story to tell. I've helped this person. I've helped that person.
You know what though, too, Queen? That goes back to what T said, right? Because people like that, they attract each other, right? So him playing
she was his authenticity. He wanted so badly to be a part of that.
Say that again.
She pretty much validated his whole like edge, or whatever the case may be. His proximity to her is what made his story so great.
When somebody jumps into the proximity bag, they about to get into their shit, right?
Shut up.
And I agree.
Shut up. But no, I'm being dead serious, because like, as much as this is a movie, this is real fucking life too. This is real fucking life. Like, it gets to a point where people gotta really understand like what is going on. Like, if you see that something works, you used her story, your relationship with her, y'all did everything. She did her girlfriendly duties. She made you something to eat. Y'all came in. Like, I'm pretty sure she wanted to go to fuck to sleep. Like, she ain't want to go through all of that shit. But she did it because she loved him, and that was her man. And all she wanted him to understand was, my nigga, you left me out. And the reason why I keep harping on that is because that shit is very, very, very triggering. Yeah. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But it really is. Niggas gotta understand, when shit is going well, you gotta thank everybody in your life. Everybody.
Yes, ma'am. I agree with that. On period, right? That's how. On period. That's how they say it. Look, Live on Broadway podcast. We're gonna pull back up. I feel like we did a lot of unpacking on this Malcolm and Marie shit. Goddamn it. Let's pull up last segment. You know what I mean? We're gonna pull up with the Giant. Shout out to everybody on Clubhouse. I see Danny, Zmar, TJ. Haj, make sure you follow these moderators and everybody that's in here. Don't worry about following me, sweetheart. As long as you follow them, I'm cool and I'm happy. You know what I mean? This ain't about me. This is about we. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in here. I see Michaela. I see Raven, Chan Rock. You know what I mean? Gigi. I see Shelly tapping in. Tiffany in the room. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the audience. You know what I mean? Live on Broadway podcast. Shout out to the Giants on Instagram. Pool! Clip! Pop out with us. You are now locked into the hottest thing in the streets. I talk. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody pulling up and tapping in. I see Clubhouse. Make sure you tap in. Follow the moderators. If you're on Instagram, @IM_Broadway. Same thing on Clubhouse and on Twitter. You know what I mean? If it's one thing for certain, two things for sure. You know what I mean? I know that we got to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody pulling up and tapping in. Let's make sure we get our sponsors. Shout out.
Click.
Tired of those quote-unquote natural products? Insert yawn emoji here. Naturally You products are just that. 100% natural and 100% handmade. If it's not their foot soap, their rose hip and oatmeal exfoliating body soap, their herb, not weed, their herb-infused hair oil, then it has to be their whipped body butter. Oh, honey, look, they know it's over there. Save yourself 15% off your purchase by using our coupon code, LOBP. Hey, why do it for the gram when you could do it for you? Naturally You. Oh, and hold this. All their products are unisex friendly. Hey, listen. Listen, make sure you tap in. Naturally You on Instagram is always Naturally You. You know what I mean? Natural products. You know what I'm talking about? You want to get fresh. You want to make sure your skin is clean. You want to make sure your skin is clean. You want to make sure your body is good. You know what I mean? Nice and healthy and smooth. You know what I mean? You want him to massage those kinks out your back. You know what I mean? Make sure you tap in Naturally You. Save yourself 15% when you use the LOBP promo code. The LOBP promo code when you go to Naturally You Instagram, always Naturally You. Listen, man, I got this product right here. They peppermint and tea tree. You know what I mean? Listen, man, can we open this? Can we get a knife or something? Because I be feeling like, I got it. Never mind. I gotta get into that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this was a great gift. This is a great gift for your dudes. You know what I mean? We got something for the ladies and the men alike. Smell it. Smell this. Smell this. Make sure you pass that. Smell this. You know what I mean? We got a lot of different stuff. You know what I mean?
I actually like this.
Yeah, I know.
But you done touched all on it, so now I can't have it. I'm sorry. But yeah, I can't even.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, one of my favorites is they old honey. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what this is, man. Make sure you tap in. Always Naturally You. Always Naturally You on Instagram. You know what I mean? Make sure you tap in. Save yourself 15% off when you use the LOBP promo code. Please make sure you tap in. Live on Broadway Podcast. You know the vibes. But wait, there's more. Make sure you tap in. You know what I mean? And make sure you support Always Naturally You, man. It's always good. It's always. But after you come out the shower, after you put your herb infused, you know what I mean, oils in your bed and on your scalp, ladies, not the Gorilla Glue. Nah, chill, sweetheart. Chill, not the Gorilla Glue. You know what I mean? It's that other. Don't put weed herb in your hair. You got to put that Naturally You. Save yourself 15% when you use LOBP promo code. You know what I mean? After you get out the shower and after you tap in, after you get, you know what I mean, your bodies and whatnot in order, make sure you tap in and get in tune with the Collectors. Let's run that ad.
Click.
This segment is brought to you in part by The Collectors, where urban street fashion means always having something to wear on your laundry day. Get in tune with The Collectors on their Instagram, _collectors_. Hey, the fall season is upon us. Don't get caught slipping in last season's fashion. Tell them Live on Broadway Podcast sent you by using our promo code, LOBP, to save yourself $5 off your purchase. Hey, you see the vibes, man. Black queens. You know what I'm talking about? You see the vibes, man. You know what we get into, man. Make sure you tap in. Black queens, you know what I mean? With The Collectors, _collectors_. You know what I mean? Make sure you tap in on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Save yourself $5 off your purchase. You know what I mean? You don't need to be out here, you know what I mean, in these winter months, in this ugly weather. You don't need to be, you know what I mean, out here lacking. You need to still stay fresh. You need to still stay fly. You need to still stay in your bag. You know what I mean? Make sure you tap in with The Collectors. Save yourself $5 off. $5. Listen, man, you tell me, Broadway, man, listen. You got a penny off. I'm taking it. You know what I mean? Everything matters. Everything counts. You know what I mean? Make sure you tap in with the _collectors_ on Instagram. Save yourself $5 off when you use the promo code LOBP. You know the vibes, man. You know the vibes and what we get into. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. As I put my hat to the back, as I sit back, relax, smoke a blunt, drink a batch, think about the sexy singles that I want to sex. I probably go to jail for fucking Patti LaBelle, ooh, Regina Belle. Yeah, all right, let me not get into my rap bag. I need to do a rap podcast. Somehow. I need to get into that rap podcast bag, you know what I mean? But listen, man, talking about these bars, we got my guy CT up here, Atlanta's own, home of the brave. Let's talk about it. Let me get my guy CT, get his commentary on these topics and whatnot. Let's talk about some music, man. Why won't we?
It's the kid CT, you know what I mean? Checking in. I'm in ATL, Georgia.
What's
going on?
See, I know what's happening, man. I've been outside for a little bit, man. The temperature's changing in Atlanta, man. I ain't know it could get so cold, man. You know what I mean? Listen, man, you dropped that full court press, man. Shit changing, man. Yo, see, shit changing, man. I saw those visuals. Shit changing, bruh. Shit changing. Yeah. That thing different, man. Tap in with me, man. How have you been since the last time you pulled up with us?
Man, I've been good, man. I've been feeling like I'm him. You feel me? Really? If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know.
I feel like I'm him. I feel like it's time.
I'm here for that.
Keep that same energy.
I'm here for that. I feel like. What's up? I feel like since the last time, excuse me, listeners, so if there's a bit of a delay, we just working through it. I feel like since the last time you've been here, there's been a couple of people that's been tapping in on this side, asking, yo, who's the CT kid? You know what I mean? Because you come and your commentary you be giving to some of the questions, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it be genuine, it be you. You know what I mean? And I know they be tapping in and fucking with you, you know what I mean? One of my mans was like, yo, what's that alley-oop song about? You know what I mean? I sent it to him, he was fucking with it, you know what I mean? So shout out to alley-oop being out here moving around this shit, you know what I mean? I see you moving, you know what I'm saying? So look, I need you to tap in with me, you know what I mean? With these questions and whatnot, because I got a few of them and I wanna know, you know what I mean? What's your energy? How was your Valentine's Day, beloved?
It was cool, man. You know what I mean? I don't really celebrate them type of shits, man.
I mean, I heard November 15th, which is the day of us recording this, November 15th is National Side Bitch Day. You know what I'm talking about? So, I mean, like, yeah. February 15th, I mean. You know what I mean? Is National Side Bitch Day. And you in the house right now getting your hair done. So either you coming back from somewhere or you on your way to somewhere. What we doing? What's happening?
It's just me, bro. I gotta have my shit braided up. You know what I mean? I ain't going nowhere. Yo, I'm gonna go to the studio when I leave here. You feel me? It just be for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for it. So look, I want to ask you some of these questions, right? Man. Did you see? Let me see where I could go with you with this, man. All right, so let's do this, right? Do you feel like living with your significant other? Do you feel like living with your significant other would ruin the chances of you guys getting married?
I mean, I could see how it could. For sure, you know what I mean? If she don't do something that you want her to do, you know what I mean? That's why they usually say, you know, they try to do the little shit where they say you need to get married before you, what's this shit called?
Before you get married? Move in before you get married?
Before you start shacking up.
So look.
Supposed to get married, start shacking up, so I can see.
So you can see how. So do you feel like?
Of course.
Do you feel like would you move in with your significant other before being married, or would you want to be married first and then move in?
We definitely gotta move in first. I think, you know, it's 2021. Fuck that. I want to see how you act.
So yeah, you want to make sure y'all could tap in and get there, right?
I want to make sure you watch. You know what I mean? You doing everything you need to do as a woman before I fucking have you in my shit. You know what I mean?
But now you see, I gotta ask you, I gotta keep it G real with you, right?
Right.
There's a lot of people that would feel like though, you know, a lot of women feel like they don't want to do wife things first before actually getting the ring. You know what I mean? So there's some women out here.
You gotta show me why you need the ring. You feel me? I know by on the woman's side, she gonna the ring before, but I'm a man, you feel me? So if I could see what you got to offer before, you know what I mean, then that'll help me out, you feel me? That's how it's gonna go for me. I don't know nobody else. You asking me the questions.
But now, see, come on, see though, how you gonna say that's the way it's gonna go for you? But there's two in the relationship. Maybe shorty, you know what I mean? You meet somebody, her energy a little different. She like
we already had that conversation. It's about me, kid. You know what I mean? It's about me at the end of the day. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Same energy.
I could fake it. I could fake the funk. You know what I mean? But I got respect for you. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you how I really feel. Fuck. I'm on this constant reposado. You feel me? I mean, speaking the truth.
I'm here for that. I'm checking that. I just think, you know, sometimes when you dealing with the opposite sex, you know, they often see things a little bit different from how we see things. You know what I mean? And if you wanna lead, it depends on the type of energy you want to be in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely jacking that. So I feel like though, when it comes to moving in with someone, like that's something you got to be very careful with, because some women don't get some women don't get the ring. You know what I mean? After they move in with a nigga, the nigga feel like, we moving in together. Oh, I'm getting everything for free. I don't need nothing else.
The nigga dodged it then. I mean, it just depends what type of man you is. You know what I mean? If you're you know, excuse my language, you're a bitch ass nigga, then you gonna think like that. But a nigga like me, you know what I mean? I see you, I already like you, that's why you're in my spot. And now, you know what I mean, it's just take it to the next level. You know what I mean? That's what I want out of life, you feel me? Potentially. Wife, you feel me? So I don't know what these other niggas want. He wants your little boy, he wants some pussy on the, you know what I mean? He wants some pussy. I don't know. I'm at a different level.
So I'm here for that. I'm here for that grown man shit, right? None of that fuckboy energy. I'm here for that, right? I celebrate that, right? I think
it get misconstrued.
You said what? Don't get it misconstrued. What?
It could get misconstrued. You know what I mean? They might be like, yeah, but you know what I mean? You gotta hear the whole side. For me.
Nah, I'm definitely here for that. I
did that before. You feel me? I you know, I had a high school sweetheart, and we moved in together, and she wasn't doing shit, so it ain't work. You know what I mean?
But in high school, I'm sure y'all wasn't in the stages or near the stages of getting married, neither.
It was we was though. That was the next step. It's always the next step. I don't want a bunch of women. You know what I mean? A bunch of vibes and energy. I don't like that shit. I need, you know what I mean?
But see, hold on, see, because I feel like this is a different side. I didn't get that energy from you. I thought you was outside playing. So you telling us that, nah, you want one type of woman. You don't want no different type of vibes and all that.
I'm saying though, bro, like if you're gonna put yourself on a higher level, you feel me? Like, then I just can't be just kicking it with anybody. I can't be. That lowers my worth. And then such and such gonna say, oh, and that little hooker, oh, I'll be with him too. And that little shorty down the street, that you know what I mean? Nah, I'm a thot. For me, so yeah, I want what I want from today.
Let me tell
That's
you
how I feel
something.
today.
I'm jacking it. I'm jacking it, right? But just because you're a man, you're automatically gonna be perceived as a thought. That's how. That's just some terms I've come to. You know what I mean? If you live a certain
Stop
life,
me.
if you come from a certain background, if you surround yourself with a certain demo, automatically the look from the outside looking in is gonna be that you're being promiscuous, that you're outside, that you're mixy. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
that's
I'm not a
just off
big.
top.
Nah, I'm reserved, nigga. I don't really like women. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Don't. I'm on.
the
I'm in
fuck?
the.
Pause.
I'm in the don't touch me stage right now, King.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on, hold. Don't. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta touch me, baby. You know what I mean? I know what
Right.
pussy feel like. Ain't,
Copy.
I ain't nobody. To a stage I'm at right now, King.
You took. Listen, you pulling up, putting some numbers on the board. That boy said, "Listen, I don't need to be touched. I already know what the pussy feel like, man. Listen, I don't need to be in that thing. You know what I mean? I'm looking for a deeper connection, deeper energy. What we doing? I'm jacking that. I'm
What we
definitely jacking
doing?
that. I'm definitely
What we
jacking that.
doing?
I'm jacking that. I feel like all right, so segueing into the music, right? Give us some more of that energy. Is there any of that type of energy that's gonna be held on the actual project? Or are you schooling? You know what I mean? Are you dropping balls? Like what's the vibe? And I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you something else. I need some music before everybody else get it. I'm gonna keep it a whole 100, King. The fuck?
Don't fuck with it. Like, I seen you some shit. I seen my whole shit, really.
Yes. I definitely need it, man. I definitely need it after that alley-oop and that full court press. But is there gonna be any new
Like
music
full
on the
court press.
project? Is there gonna be
We
any
on
new?
the
Is there gonna be?
next.
Is there
My
gonna
bad.
be? It's cool. Is there gonna be any music echoing the same sentiments that you're sharing with us today?
I mean, you get 100% of me in the music always. I feel like sometimes, you know what I mean. Sometimes I go a little bit. I use my imagination. You know what I mean. I ain't going front, but you getting the energy. You getting the energy for sure. You feel me?
So see, tell me a Hollywood movie that don't use their imagination. You know what I'm saying? It's so right.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? Any blockbuster film I ever
Like
watched, I'm sure it didn't
walking.
happen like that to the T. But so we got full court pressed out right now, right?
Right.
What's the name of the project that's coming?
The whole time.
The whole time.
You seen the album cover?
The whole time.
You seen the album cover?
I ain't see the album cover yet, King.
I thought I sent you the album cover.
You see, this is where the disconnect. Listen, we're going totally rogue. We're going totally rogue. This is where the disconnect comes between me and CT. Because he always think he sent me something, and I don't be getting it. It's like he puts it up there, and he never hits send. So I never get it. What the fuck?
Nah, you you got Sprint.
The fuck?
You disrespectful. I ain't got Sprint. No Sprint action. But yeah, so the whole time
I'm gonna
coming
make
out.
sure I send you everything.
You got to get that to me. The whole time's coming out February 22nd. We got full court press out right now. When people listen to full court press, what should they expect, beloved?
Man, they just know it's some shit. It's some new nigga taking this shit over. That's why I want you to
talk
that ass.
heavy.
Like who the fuck? Who the taking over? You know when Nelly first popped out, like it's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
You ain't know the nigga about to take over.
Yeah, nah, we ain't know. We wasn't ready.
Like, cool, but I ain't know the nigga about to take over the shit.
Let me tell you something. CT funny, right? Because when he was laid back being modest, you saw how far he was from the screen, right? He started talking his shit and getting into his bag. He got a little bit closer on that screen.
Hey man, you gotta everybody else.
Right. I'm here for it. I'm jacking it. So look, a few things that if you didn't know CT, you learned about CT today on LOBP, man. CT, he not, you know what I mean? He believes in monogamy. You know what I mean? He believes in being a one-man woman and wanting one woman for himself. You know what I mean? You learned that he not with the fuckboy behavior. You know what I'm saying? He be pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Solid nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Like you also learned that the boy don't play that when it comes to these bars and this music, man.
What?
Listen, if you viewing this on YouTube, you can't hear the music, but if you go to the podcast, Live on Broadway Podcast, you definitely be able to. You know what I mean? CT, give us some lasting words, some finishing words, King.
Hey man, album on the way. About to take this shit over. Sako shit only. Kasako forever.
Kasako.
I mean, learn this face, get familiar with this face.
Yes, sir.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm monogamous. Don't judge me. I'm monogamous. I'll be off the liquor. I'd say anything. You feel me?
Right. I'm here for it.
I definitely want to be a one woman. I don't want to be accessible. You know what I mean? For what?
Right.
Why?
You talking heavy. I'm here for it.
Why?
Where can the people find you and follow you, King? Give them your YouTube, your Instagram, and everywhere else your music's available. Platforms your music is available on.
Sako shit only everywhere. Whatever you want to do, you want to Google it. You want, you know what I mean? KASSAKO shit only. Instagram, YouTube, fucking. Platform.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Take
Listen.
it over in seconds. This shit mine.
You know the vibes, man. Anytime this platform is always open for you. You got to pull back up.
And I record myself.
Not a lot of artists do that. That gives you the one up. A lot of artists needs engineers, and you can engineer your own music. I'm here for it. But look, baby, listen, you always got a home with LOBP. Pull back up Monday with us. You know what I mean? Next Monday when that project drop, you know what I'm saying? We're going to need it. We're going to play it. You know what I'm saying? And listen, man, listen. See, send me the music first. Send me the artwork.
Listen. Because my homies will tell you, when niggas say shit like that to me, I got 2,000-3,000 songs. Nigga, I'll flood you. For sure. You'll get tired of my nigga.
Send it to me.
I will flood you.
Send it.
How many songs? Listen.
Send me what I
need. Shorty braiding my hair.
Send me what I need to hear though. Don't send me.
Shorty braiding my hair to her 40 songs, nigga, before she even fucking started braiding my hair.
Alright. But hold on, put the camera to what was the songs hot though? Where baby girl at? Baby girl, was the song fire though?
Come on, stop playing with me.
Okay.
I don't have no whack shit.
Okay.
Please tell me I don't got whack shit, nigga.
I'm here for it. Beloved, next Monday we be back. Live on Broadway Podcast. My nigga CT.
Live on Broadway. My guy.
Shout out. Ooh, hey, check this here. Got a situation, got some tea you want to share, but you don't want your friends all in your business, all in your videos. Make sure you tap in with Live on Broadway Podcast on Instagram. DM us, share your situation, and we may make it one of our next segments on the upcoming podcast. Tap in, Live on Broadway Podcast. Cheaper to be yourself. Be giant. Clear!
If you're still listening this long, then we must be doing something right. You want to be part of our next live in-studio audience? You want your videos and questions to be part of our next promo run? Then submit everything to rsbpliveonbroadway@gmail.com. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Or you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at @IM_Broadway. #Live on Broadway Podcast.